Hello and welcome to another Kerry Garden Show here at Boyles of Killorglin. Alan back with you again for another show and joined again by our resident expert here in Boyles, Miguel. Miguel, how are you this morning?
I'm all right. I'm still alive.
How are you after? We had a lovely little spell of weather
Yes.
there for a while. It's all come to an end now.
Yes.
Gotten a little bit colder again, got a bit
cold
wet.
again. Listen, again, we cannot fight against that.
No,
There's
no,
nothing
no.
we can do, so we better get our better smile.
Yeah.
And go out and enjoy
And
the
dream
bad
about
weather.
those 4 or 5 days in late April
Yes.
were lovely. It was a nice
Maybe
summer.
we get a little piece of summer.
Maybe.
People tell me we can get a summer this year, and I said we never get a summer. We get a
We
week.
get it in May.
If we get 2 weeks, I will be very happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so, too.
it's
yeah.
not such a thing as a pure summer here. I would say.
Yeah. But
Well,
look,
some
anyway,
days.
no matter what the weather, we do always have plenty of plants and gardens, things in the garden to do. And this week we're going to talk about borders,
Yes.
because you think it's a real thing that people might, I guess, underestimate how
Yes.
good it can look in the garden.
So when I drive towards here, I see plenty of gardens. I try not to look, but
You can't help
I
it.
cannot help it.
Yeah.
And some of them they have nice spaces, and it says, but most of them are ABC. It's bare. Is you always see the same type of shrubs. They say no structure, and nothing that is eye-catching, excepting some of them that are very well
It's
manicured.
like hedging, and it's hedging.
and
You'd have a
and
big
grass and a
and
few scattered shrubs, or
maybe a little
but it's-
circle of
Yes,
a
something
bed
like
in the
that.
middle and things like that. Yeah, but
And people, I think, again, we have talked about plenty of times, they don't have a plan.
yes.
And I think that having a plan is important. So if you have an empty space, or you are getting rid of all shrubs or something like that, and you want to create a new area, just think about it. Think on what you want before you start coming here or whenever you go.
Yeah.
And buy one shrub because you like it, another shrub because you like it. You don't know if it's good for that place, if it's not good. Have an idea.
Yeah.
So what I'm proposing here is I would like to show you a little bit, because it's difficult through the radio,
Yeah.
how to create a perennial border, a cheap perennial border, relatively low maintenance,
Okay. Right.
and easy to go. And you know these English gardens, when you go in this and you have these splendid things.
There's
on
like
your
walk
sides,
where you
it's,
nearly like you have a little path through a
so
garden.
if you
and
have a
it's all
small
stuff, yeah.
square, you can do something like that. And no, maybe you don't have a huge garden, but you can have a little bit of joy there. And it's a different thing than shrubs, and it gives you loads of color in the summer. If you combine flowering times,
Yeah. As we always say, if
we
you
always
time it all
say,
right. Yeah.
exactly. So you can have color for loads of months, and having nice foliage, having plenty of beautiful things that makes you happy.
Right. Well, that's what we're all about, making people happy here in the garden show. Okay. So,
So-
what are the main kind of things to the first kind of steps? So you've
So I
got
will say
the size of your space does come into it.
The first
Miguel,
thing
doesn't it?
is to prepare the soil.
okay, soil.
If it's a new garden, you know that normally builders tend to dump all the debris and pack it up. And you have a thin layer of topsoil, and the rest is
Is stone.
pottery or from
it's
the
leftover.
Aztecs pottery or something very expensive. But so you have, and if it's an old border that you have shrubs or whatever you had there, you
Okay.
need to regenerate the soil
Yeah.
or make the new batch growing properly. So what I would recommend is, or even compost.
Okay.
You can buy in bulk, probably somewhere. Well, no, you can buy it in bulk,
Yeah.
in ton bags, or you can buy it in bags like here, the ones we have. with
Again,
no
the
problem.
size of your area
They
would
depend,
dictate.
that will
yeah.
give you an idea of what you need. You can use farmyard manure. That will be a constant thing you should do early in January. Give a little bit of manure every year. Chicken, or this wonderful seaweed enriched
Okay.
that we have here.
So I've got
These
ones
pellets.
from Tipland. This is called
Yeah.
Rapid Grow Seaweed Enriched Fertilizer. Okay. So this is a new one. Is this a new product you've seen in here?
Well, this is 2
Different
years
variety?
with us. 2
2
years
years?
with us. It's a very well balanced. It's similar. It's more rich. It's richer in nutrients than the chicken pellets,
Okay.
and it's the same principle. You spread it all out in early January or later if you can't, But ideally, you start
Enriching the
soil
earlier
before
in the season,
you
before
plant,
everything.
okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So before you create this border, you have to enrich the soil.
Okay. So what if we're starting now, Miguel? What if someone is watching this now and we're nearly at the start of May? What would be the step to do?
I
then?
wouldn't do farmer manure now. I would do compost only.
Compost. Okay.
Compost, new compost. Buy it in bulk, buy it in bags, buy whatever you want. Get topsoil and then compost.
Okay.
But enrich the soil.
Enrich the soil,
Make the
okay.
soil ready. Get rid of the weeds, obviously. If you put new topsoil, you can get rid of the weeds before and then add the topsoil. And then what you need to do is divide the plot, divide that space
Area.
in three.
Three. Okay.
Three. You can divide it in 6, but it will be useless.
Because we only have three
You
different
have
options.
three different options, right?
So the three different, and it makes sense when you say it. So what are the three options?
So it's the low, medium, and tall plants.
And tall plants. Okay.
So you obviously are going to face the lower plants
To the front.
to the front, where you want them to be seen, unless you don't want the people to see your garden, which is, I would like that.
Again, there's some people who do that.
Get
as
a
well,
large
yeah.
scale,
Heading.
electrified, and but
Oh, that's
lower,
your house. Oh, okay, right. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes. I have a Doberman.
Okay.
Lower plants in the front. Okay. Lower plants, we're talking about, we have plenty of them, but we are talking about some types of geraniums. Some types of geraniums, that's a kaori.
Dianthus.
That's a very scented, very nice plants to grow. Erodium or erigeron.
So this one you said is a lovely scented one. So
A
this is
scented one.
a Dianthus kahori. Is it?
Kahori.
Scented pinks, it's called.
Scented pink. And
Okay.
it's
Nice bright pink, and it
It's
gives a
very
lovely smell off
hardy.
it as well.
It's a very hardy, low
Growing
growing.
plant.
We have plenty of them.
Okay.
Dianthus. They are
Oh,
very
yes.
good for the front part of the border. You can combine certain annuals in the fronts, like Alyssum or whatever you want. Not
Okay.
some of them they do better than others, but some of the annuals, if you have a gap here or there, you can plant cyclamen. Cyclamens, they give you color
In late
Christmas.
Yeah.
So we have talked about that.
Talk with them. Lovely, beautiful plant.
So the idea is having low plants up to 30 centimeters tall, up
Okay.
to a foot tall,
And again, all that information is on the cards. So
Yes,
come in and have a
yes.
look.
and don't think because because of the plant in now is small, it's going to be small
That way,
forever.
yeah.
Because now the perennials kind of disappear over the winter and come back, and then they can be small now. And that's, I have a geranium roseanne somewhere that I didn't bring because it's supposed to be in the middle tier, but it's that low now that people won't
Okay.
want
They won't want to get it.
want it exactly.
Yeah, but again, as you
So-
said, it will grow as the season goes on. So it's again
Exactly.
knowing what the maximum height is. So after that, then, so we've got a good selection of low. Now they are kind of like purples and pinks. Is there like whites? Is there yellows?
Yeah,
or
it's
oranges? There's lots
plenty
of
of
different colors.
different colors, and you can add chamomile or ground cover like vincas. You can add plenty of things. Small osteos,
Osteos as
Cunningham,
well, yeah.
like the Cunningham, the white. I don't remember white Cunningham Roy. I think it is.
Okay.
It's a low-growing osteo that can be in the front.
Okay,
So
lovely.
there's plenty of things. I only brought a few
Just a
of
few,
them.
of course, but there's loads here
But
around
it's
the
loads
garden
of them,
centre.
loads of them.
So then the next level, then we've got the medium size. So when you say medium size, what kind of size?
Up to 2 feet, 2.5
Okay.
feet tall top.
Right.
So there we have here salvias. So here in these two tiers, in the second and the third, is plenty of plants that can be, depending on the variety or the cultivar, they could be taller and lower. So you could find some phlox or some lupins that are up to 60 or 70, but then you can find taller ones.
Taller ones as well.
So have in mind that if you like, let's say, lupins,
Yeah.
you can combine different heights as well, okay? But ideally, what you want is combine different type of plants.
Okay.
You don't want to have, unless you are a fan,
Yeah.
like some people is from Liverpool. All right.
Yeah.
So ideally, what you want there is some nepitas. Nepitas, you have 3 types basically. That's the Walker's Low.
Walker's Low. Okay.
That's
So
a 2 feet tall.
all right.
70 centimeter tall. You have another one that is Persian blue, that it will be 1 feet tall.
Okay.
That could be good for the front.
Yeah.
And then you have another one called 6 Hills Giant that will be growing up to 3 feet.
Wow,
That
so
would
you'd
be
have-
perfect for the back.
Background. So you'd have 3 levels
Three
of Nepeta.
levels of Nepeta.
And they'd all be the kind of the bluey, purpley
Exactly,
flowering.
the
Oh,
tip,
wow.
very, very similar.
So that'd be a nice effect if you wanted to just kind of
If
have
you
a
want
little
to kind of
area.
blue, well, that gives you, my opinion, what you're doing there, if you only create an Nepeta area, you're restricting yourself in terms of flowering
Okay.
and
Yeah.
in terms of color.
Okay.
But
the options are there to go
the
with the
option
different
is
heights.
there with different
okay,
heights.
perfect.
Like salvias, or even veronicas. Veronicas are lower, but salvias, you have many different types and heights and types of foliage that you can do a salvia garden if you want, because it's
Okay.
plenty of different ones.
So different varieties, yeah, yeah.
But again, you don't want, well, you can want whatever you want, but ideally what you want is different type of flowers, different colors. You don't want spiky flowers only. You want round flowers.
Yeah. It gives you the different type of colours, the different type of foliage, as you said, and that's the little eye-catching parts to it, you know. So if everything looks the same, as you said, it mightn't work well. But if you had something even just like this, like the stilby, lovely pink stilby here, that's going to be, you know, beautifully pink in a month or two's time.
Yeah,
something like
exactly.
that then can really kind
Then
of
you
stand out on your
combine-
second level.
Exactly. And see, the stilby is later than the erysimum or the escabiosa.
Ah, yeah.
Or the scabiosa is the dianthus already in flower, but it's not in full bloom
Oh,
yet.
there's loads of buds there bursting. Yeah.
So,
waiting to
see
rust.
this table, if people cannot see, but this table is actually pack of plants. When this, if that table was the ground,
To stay there, stay like this, and when we
Stay
come
like
back
that.
in a month.
in a month, and that will be a beauty,
Yeah.
okay, of combination of colors, Russell Pritchell in purple, blues, some reds here. So, at the end, what we want is create an effect and put in the back the taller plants.
A tiered level.
Tier level. Okay, what we want in the back? Very tall plants. We have here a Verbena bonairensis. This is a quite tall plant
Okay.
that will grow. I've seen these fellas up to 2 meters tall.
Oh wow, really?
I don't know what it says in the label. It probably won't say 1.5 meters or something like that.
It's going to prove you're wrong. Oh, it says between 180 centimeters.
Yeah, so it's 180 is our height.
Yeah.
And that is spectacular. flower.
And it's called a butterfly plant is the other name for it. So again, that's obviously going to, you know, bring some nice kind of color
Exactly.
with the butterflies. to your garden.
Camasias, tall lilies, peonies, plants that are in the back that give you full combination of colors and create that effect of low to tall.
Yeah.
And then the aftercare.
Okay.
So we have this garden, is the whole summer, it's spectacular, and then it comes the winter, and what are we going to do with them?
Okay.
So some of these plants, their seeds are good for birds. We have talked about that. So I will say wait the more you can wait till the foliage is fully gone, till the winter is nearly gone, to start chopping them.
Okay.
You can do it before, it's no harm. You can leave some of the geraniums, depending on the situation, they could be evergreen.
Okay.
They won't be disappearing fully. Lavenders normally don't disappear fully as well. They get ugly.
Yeah.
And you think, all right, that plant is not doing well, it's winter. Right?
Ah.
So the aftercare in winter is basically getting rid of the dry parts. If you want to clear before the winter, you can, as the plant is asking you to do it.
Yeah, it's
So-
nearly telling you, look, this part of
Exactly.
me is gone, it's
dead.
spent, it's dead.
It's dead. You can clean me. Don't clean the green parts. That's it. Some plants, some winters, Astromeria or some Astromerias won't disappear fully. It all depends on the winter, the situation, the exposition to the cold, the wind. So the plants talk to you. I've talked about them. So look after them, clean them, feed again.
Oh, so we feed again now. This is again the winter time.
Again,
Okay,
winter.
right,
so
right.
That's
key,
a very,
key time.
that's key.
All right.
I am coming these days and watching all these beautiful pearies. And I see plenty of yellow leaves instead of the red, they are yellowish.
Okay.
And they're good. The shrubs are good. The shrubs are healthy. Yeah, healthy.
Yeah, maybe a bit deficient.
Exactly.
It kind of tells them they're a little bit deficient in
Exactly.
something, yeah.
And we tend to forget about the garden once that is there.
Yeah.
And it's not expensive if you do it every year. Have a splendid soil. And a good soil
Yeah.
is obviously the foundations
For
of a good
next year.
plant.
And for next year then as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, excellent.
So, what I cannot forget to say is, if you are short in budget, you can grow these fellas from seeds. Most of them.
Okay.
You can grow lavender. We have here, I only brought a pouch, but it's a cottage garden mix.
Okay.
So
with
you
the
have
perennials,
plenty of
yeah.
mixes here, a complete crop.
Oh, okay, right. So you've got a
you
couple
have
of different
different
assorted
heights
in there.
there.
All right. And it says sowing time from February to June, so you know we can do a lot of this right now. Through a feed tray, through a seed tray with moist compost. Sow the seeds. Again, very simple to follow. So again,
Yeah.
as you said, a little bit cheaper, and you get a surprise.
Exactly,
You get a
exactly. You
surprise.
know what you're getting.
You get it. But there's a beautiful array of colours here on the front here, just the different types of flowers. And again, that's another perfectly good option
Yes.
for people to do. So coming in, check out some of these as well too. Get a little tray, and do I see some little Miracle Grow there beside you as well?
Well, that's slow release.
The slow release.
If you have the chance to, if you cannot do other things, you can spread a few, sprinkle a few. When you add new soil, you can add a few of them.
Yeah.
And they will give a perfect start initially for the plants to get established. Then you can do Miracle Grow, the seaweed enriched or the pellets or something. But
Yes.
that's always handy. These things are always handy. You won't overfeed the plants with this.
Okay, excellent.
Because they slowly release the nutrients.
The nutrients, excellent. Right, so that's some good basics there on how you could turn a lovely kind of perennial border. You know, again, all about the structure, all about the planning. Very key in any gardening. So while it is tempting to come in and say, "Oh, I love that plant," I might put that somewhere. Plan it, and it could
Exactly.
just be the perfect complement to something else.
That plant could be growing very big and could be overgrowing other plants or invading your driveway or your whatever. You know?
Might
So
do more damage. So always come in and have a chat to the experts. They're the ones who will be able to guide you as best as possible. Hopefully we've given you some guidance here today, and as you said at the start of the show, bring a little happiness to the garden.
exactly.
From ourselves here in the Boyles of Killorglin, that is another show wrapped up for this week. We will be back again next week here on the Kerry Garden Show at Boyles. We hope to see you then. But until then, happy gardening.